On Facebook at UNIONPOWERRADIO.com. Follow us on Twitter at UNIONPOWERRADIO. Listen every hour of every day. UNIONPOWERRADIO.com.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the members' best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
Nice. You are now in tune with the boss of the business, the What the Heck Show on UNIONPOWERRADIO.com.
That's right. You're listening to the What the Heck Show, and I'm back by popular, well, for me, because I've been out for a little while, and I've been just leaving the radio station, not doing anything. And if you see me on YouTube, you know why. Because I changed up my diet, and I'm skinny now. And that's the way it is. Anyway, thank you for listening to the What the Heck Show here on Union Power Radio. I'm glad to be back, and but we have a lot to talk about, a lot of topics to talk about, and I'm going to be talking about Local 804, shop stewards elections and all that. But before that, I'm going to disclose everything right now. That I do this on my own time. This is nothing to do with Local 804, and it's nothing to do with the international. What I say is on me, Hector Fortes. I don't do this for any money. I do this just to inform you guys of what's going on contract-wise and discipline-wise. And I can do that because I experienced a lot of those things. And for me, my experience to share it with you guys so you can better yourself and don't get caught with anything stupid out there of doing an infraction and how to fight it and what to say and what not to say. And the thing is, the truth will always set you free. Never lie. If you did something, take an L. You got to learn and take that L. You got to say it the way it happened, because if you don't, the company will go after you for that. So you must say everything the way it happened. Don't tweet it. Don't add on to it. Exactly. If you don't do it exactly and you lie during the low-level hearing, guess what? The business agent of any local will have to fight that lie. And it's a hard fight. It's a hard fight when they have a lot of videos out there and a lot of ring cameras that you cannot lie during investigation. Please, I'm going through that right now with a lot of members that are lying, and they're lying to me, and the company is pulling up a video, and the company won't say they have a video until they catch you lying. So they want you to lie because they don't have enough evidence to fire you or to discipline you. So they want you to speak up, and then here it comes. Bang, here's the video. So please, guys, when you're going into the office for a discipline action that has to do something with either a missed package or misdelivery or an accident, please say exactly what happened. Don't add on. Don't worry. You're not going to lose your job if you're telling the truth. You will lose your job if you're telling a lie. I'm telling you right now, it happens. So don't lie and just go on. Take an L. Sometimes all of us got to take L's. Put an L on your forehead and say, we got to take that loss. It is what it is. You cannot take shortcuts and then try to smooth out of it. There's ring cameras. There's cameras everywhere. And the company will go out there and get those footage to get you out there to lie. They're going to ask you to explain yourself, what happened. This is what happened at this time, what you do at this time. If you took an extension lunch or this, that, all that, they're going to ask you. They want to see that they have enough to catch you for lying during investigation. So don't do it, guys. Anyway, I'm glad to be back. I'm 68 pounds lighter now. I went on a diet because I needed to, because I was getting too big for my own good. I couldn't see my neck sometimes. I had double chin, and now I can see my neck. Wow, I'm really skinny. So anyway, I went down on weight. I'm a little bit skinny now. I'm at 205 right now, and I'm trying to head down to 200 and maybe 290, around that area. But it's working. It's working. It's working out. Thank you. Thank God. Thank you guys for standing by, waiting for me to come back on the air. I'm going to be really, really bad, I think, this time around, because I don't give a fuck at this point. And I'm going to talk a lot of shit, and people are not going to like it, and people could confront me. They could do whatever they want to do. My number here is 347-403-0705. Local 804 just had an election, an executive board election. We had 4 people running against the executive board for the trusteeship. One was for vice president. The other 3 was for trustee. Obvious, we're still in office. And it is what it is. Anyone who has a good standing and you want to run to make a difference, fine, run. But run on what you can do to make it better for the members. At the end of the day, you got to understand this. The members is the ones that put us in that office, is the members we represent. Simple as that. The members, if it's not for the members putting us in the office, we wouldn't be in office. So it's what the members want, and you have to give what you get. They put you in there for. Represent them, make sure they're following the contract, and make sure that the company is not violating the contract. But we can never make sure the company, because the company violates the contract all the fucking time, no matter what their bosses is telling them, that we signed a nice contract between the Teamsters, and just, if you follow it, you follow. If you don't, you don't. The company does that. The company does that, and we need the grievances in. That's when you come in as a member. If you're a good standing member and you want to fight for you and you want to fight for your rights and that contract, the best thing to do is put it on paper, grieve it, grieve it, grieve it, grieve it. Everything don't have to be a paycheck. Every grievance don't have to be a money grievance. Some people put in grievance only because if it's money, I'm going to put it in. If it's no money, it's a contract violation, fuck it, I'm not going to put it in. You shouldn't think that way. Any contract that the company violates, any article that the company violates, should be put on paper, regardless, money or no money. You know, we have people like that. We have members that only put in grievance because it's going to be a $sign at the end. So what? The $sign will come if you put in the grievance. But you also got to put in contract violation grievance, which is no money. It's a contract violation. It's the same thing. You're enforcing your rights as a Teamster, as a union person, to put down those grievances. I advise everyone, put the grievance down. Please, put it down. If you feel that is violating one article, and if you don't know the article, go to your shop steward. If your shop steward don't know the article, your shop steward is going to go to your business agent. If your business agent, because we don't know everything, I can tell you that right now. We don't know everything, and there's a lot of articles there and a lot of language to the article. Meaning, the article, anyone could read a book. Anyone could read a contract book, but you got to understand the language. And that's when you have an in-house lawyer. Local 804 has an in-house lawyer. And all locals out there have an in-house lawyer that can read that language to make you understand that language. The company don't understand the language. They know how to read the book, and they know how to tell you, hey, you're violating your own contract, but they don't know exactly the language of it. And even labor managers they don't know the language of it also. So, you know, it's tricky. The language is tricky. But if you see that they're violating your rights, your contract, you have to, as a Teamster, as a union member, has to put it down on paper. Money or no money, put it down on paper. Paper trail is the best thing. And I always say it to you guys, and I'm going to say it now. This grievance procedure sucks dick. And I'm going to say it straight up, sucks ass. There's no teeth into this grievance procedure. It sucks. The company takes advantage of this grievance procedure. They take fully advantage of the procedure because the steps to it is so long that some members just get frustrated and say, fuck it. I'm not going to grieve it because it's going to take me fucking years before they even hear. And it's true. And I see the frustration on members that don't want to put in grievance because of that, because the teeth in the contract with grievances sucks ass. They suck ass, and the international should pay attention. Pay attention, international, because the contract, your whatchamacallit, it's a new election coming up in 2026 with Zuckerman and Sean O'Brien and Zuckerman again. They're going to run again. I don't think no one's going to run against them. I don't think so, but they're getting ready to campaign and put it out there that they are going to run again. I don't know why no one is out there that's going to run against them. I haven't heard anything. And if someone does pop up at the middle of the night and say they're going to run against Sean O'Brien and Fred Zuckerman, good luck, brother. You're going to waste your money, your strength, and because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But we need, as unions, as the 1.3 million Teamsters, we need to make sure that they hear us in the international and make sure they understand. And I'm telling you guys, and I'm saying it on the radio, and I'm saying it on YouTube, and I'm saying it on podcasts. The international needs to relook the grievance procedure against this company because the grievance procedure sucks ass. I'm talking about sucks ass. Hoffa allowed this shit to go on for years. Years. Zuckerman, I know you had to go into office. You had more priorities for that, you know, making sure nobody gets laid or whatever. But this contract, the next contract that happens, needs a committee that's going to be dedicated to the working class, the members, the working class members, that they need to hear their voices. You are their voices in the international. The international, the local, are the voices of the rank and file. And the only way we are going to be heard is by telling everyone in that international when they go and negotiate that contract, the next contract, that they put a lot of teeth and big teeth and some fucking shark teeth into that grievance procedure, because this company is getting away with murder with these grievance procedures. It could take years before you get an agreement or anything from a grievance, and that's bullshit. I think it should be a 90-day or not even even a 120-day period that grievance needs to be heard. It shouldn't be going to the national and then getting deadlocked at the national and then getting shoot back to the local and then got to wait for another couple of months before arbitrator hears that one grievance. And then all of a sudden, you know, this company, what it does, they know they're going to lose at arbitration and they make deals before the arbitration and they wait that long. So I'm saying make them get the deal done there before it goes to national. Make them get them a time frame that if you don't settle this grievance in 120 days of the grievance, then you're going to be charged triple, quadruple, whatever the grievance is, and let it go into arbitration and let the arbitrator rule and you pay the triple, quadruple, whatever the fuck it is. They need to understand that they got to pay for holding off on that grievance. They hold up so bad on that grievance. It's pathetic. The guys that was running against us, shout out. But you know, his campaign was I could get a grievance paid in 90 days. I told him if he could get a grievance paid in 90 days, I'll give him my salary for the week. Seriously, because if you could get a grievance paid in 90 days, then I don't need to be here. You need to come and take my position. because it's no fucking way. I mean, I tried everything, emails, everything possible to settle a grievance. It's so hard to even get a second step hearing with this company because they lack that. They lack that because they know they could do that. And that sucks. And it sucks for the rank and file that they put in those grievances because they do get violated. And the crazy shit with these fucking grievances that the center managers write down as this, description, write down what you think about it. They write no contract violation. Let me give you a fucking little history, motherfuckers, because you guys say no contract violated. The contract violation is there under the article. It says it on the grievance, Article 13, seniority violation. That's the violation. What do you mean there's no contract violation? That's the violation. Your job is to respond to that violation. Instead of putting no contract violation on your respond, you should write down why you think the company didn't violate that Article 13. That's bullshit. That's just a lack of fucking interest that the managers have. They just want to get rid of that fucking grievance, answer it that way, and it's the stupidest way in the world. Right now, what I'm doing with the DM is every time the manager writes that down, I red mark it. I put a red mark on it, and then when I go to the second, if I get a second step hearing in a time frame, because they're quick to say that your grievance is not untimely, but they are not quick to sit down on the second step hearing. Anyway, so now I confront them and say, he wrote down no contract violation. Now, can you explain to me if the article is there saying Article 13, seniority violation, there is an article that's being violated. So what, I mean, I understand if a member wrote Article 152, which there's none, and now you can write down on your respond, there's no contract violation. But he's writing down exactly what the article says. Article 13, seniority violation. What the fuck is you writing down is no contract violation? The contract violation is there. I keep saying that, and I keep saying it to the DM. Explain why this is not even a fucking money grievance. It's just a violation of the rank and file's contract. That is it. Straighten it out. All you have to do is we will respect the contract and we'll move forward and we won't violate his seniority. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say. And they're afraid to say that because then the next grievance that they write and they violate it again, we're going to hold that their feet to the fire with the contract, what they say in the response. So they're getting told by the department, the labor department, to just write down no contract. That is the stupidest shit ever. And then this shit gets delayed. The shit gets delayed forever, and it pisses off the rank and file. And that's why we need, in the local, and any local throughout the United States and the international, we all need to get together and put some teeth on this, put the company to the fire, let them respond to grievances in a timely time. We don't have anything, if we put in a grievance and it's not timely, what they do, they void the grievance. That means we didn't give them, we went extending the time. What do we have when they're delaying the whole process? What do we have to tell them? You're delaying the process. You're in violation. On top of the violation, you're going to pay. And let the member get paid. Make it a paid grievance. Like if they put in an agreement, I mean, this is me talking, and this is me talking out loud. This is the way I think, and this is the way I would do shit, But if they delay the process on a contract violation, even though it's not money, make it a money violation right after they don't answer it at a timely manner and get these grievances out. Thousands of grievances are being put in, and thousands of rank and file members are getting pissed off. You're pissing them off because what happens is they want to do the right thing. The members want to do the right thing and write grievances. They do. But it doesn't get heard. Some grievances, and I'm telling you right now, about 2 months ago, I get a call from the labor department because they were on their way to national. I don't go to national. I went to national one time. If it's my grievance going to nationals, the guys at the office, the war room, they take care of that shit. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be in presence of there. I don't need to waste members' money to be there for one grievances. But whatever. So this is what happened. I get a call 2 months ago, and the guys are ready to go to national panel, and the labor guy calls me and he says, "Hey, your case is coming up in national." And I was like, "Okay, what year?" Now, 2024 is when 2025 is when I got the call. The grievances, no, a matter of fact, it was 4 grievances for 2020. 2020. You're talking about 5 years of that grievance just sitting and waiting to make a deal. If they want to make a deal right before the national panel, because they'll lose more at the national panel, they want to make a deal. Why you don't make that deal before it gets to the national panel? This is what's going to get you. I mean, it's good for the members because this is the grievance that I put in, 4 grievances, and I put it in, and I put it in. No member put it in. I put it in, and I put it in for the highest seniority member. So if I did win, the highest seniority members are going to get this money. So anyway, so get to the story that he calls me, the labor guy calls me, and he says, "Hey, I want to, work out a deal with you." Work out what deal? What are you talking about? And he was talking about 2020 grievances. And I said, "Dude, you think I'm going to remember those grievances? I have to look it up." And then he says, "I'll email them to you." He emailed them to me. I looked at them and I was like, holy shit, I forgot I even put these fucking grievances in. But anyway, what are you talking about? Now, get this. These grievances, each grievance was $58. $58. They would have paid those grievances back then in 2020. All they had to pay was $58 per grievance. Cool, right? I mean, me, come on, I'm a multi-million-dollar company. $58 ain't shit. I'll pay those grievances, get it over with, and they don't have to go 5 years into the mix. So I said, "You want to make a deal? What kind of deal you want to make?" And he goes to me, "If I give you $3,000 for those 4 grievances, will you accept it?" And I'm saying, wait a minute. If he's offering me $3,000, where he could have paid $58 for each, I can get more. I said, no deal. I said, take it to national panel because I think I'm going to get a lot more than $3,000. And then he came back to me and said, "I got a final offer." You got a final offer after 5 years. Now, remember, no member put in this grievance. I put in the grievance. No member knows about this grievance. Nobody knows about the money. Nobody knows anything. I'm going to get whatever I could, as much as I can, and I'm going to give it to the members. Then they ain't even going to know about it. So anyway, so he came here. He said, "Come on, take this deal." Well, at that time, we didn't have they wasn't giving us the recaps. They said, "Listen, we'll give you $5,000 and we'll give you back your recaps." I said, "Fuck that. We're going to get the recaps back because you have to give us the recaps back." $5,000. I said, "Let me think about it." I said, "By the time you get to national, I will have a answer for you." So they got to national, and then Lou Babon, God bless that guy. He's a fighter, boy. That boy's like, "Yo, come on. What you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to take? What you going to take?" So we took the deal. And what I did, I took that $5,000 and I split it through the seniority guys, and I split it up $500 each. Gave it to everyone. I gave a more seniority guy $1,000, and then I gave the other guys $500 all the way down to it got to the $5,000. Those guys wasn't even expecting that money. They wasn't expecting that money because they looked at their check. They, "Oh shit, where am I?" They called me and said, "Yo, heck, I got a 500. Is that right?" And I was like, "You're welcome." Anyway, but those are it's crazy that I have to wait 5 years for a $58 grievance to get $5,000 and then split it between all the seniority guys. And I just, that's the way it's good that it happened that way, I think. And waiting all those time, it's bad for the company because they're so stupid. They should just took care of this fucking grievance in 2020, and they only have to pay $58, not five. Now you're getting guys $500 for not doing anything, not writing on the piece of paper. I did all that writing, and you know what? I'm happy for that. I'm happy that the fact that I got $5,000 out of $58 grievance and got these guys money that they didn't even know they were going to get. But anyway, that's the grievance procedure, and it sucks. And a lot of people go through what I'm going through with grievances. A lot of members, a lot of shop stewards are going through, and they probably even worse sometimes, you know, with supervisors working grievances, and they'll wait to the last minute, and they'll just drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it. They can't until they can't drag it no more. And that's why I say that we need teeth, some crazy sharp teeth, and we need to do a different way of the grievance procedure. I really feel that way, and and Sean O'Brien and Zuckerman is listening. Yo, dude, get a committee together that's gonna get some more teeth or big teeth into this grievance procedure for the sake of the rank and file that's filing for grievances. I hate the fact that a guy files a grievance and then he always asking me what's going on. You know, I already put it into the docket. I got to wait, you know, and I hate saying that. I like to give answers, and I don't have answers because once I put into the docket, then it's a waiting game. It's a fucking waiting game for fucking even $17. Let's say it's $17. They'll fucking drag that shit and wind up paying even more. So whatever. Anyway, so I'm glad to be back. I'm going to be back on the air every other week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the What the Heck Show. We have a campaign election coming up, which is Zuckerman and O'Brien's election. I don't know why. I mean, then no one's going to run against them. I would love to see who will run against them, but I don't hear anything. I usually get word of this person going to run and these guys are going to run. I haven't heard anything about running against O'Brien and Zuckerman. They're probably going to just get in white page, just like I did this year, because no one ran against me. And, you know, who knows? Who cares? You know, the thing is this. It's up to the members. This is a members union. Local 804 or any other local out there, the members are the bosses, period. That's what I say. Hey, if a member calls me late at night, I pick up the phone like it's like, hey, it's my employer calling me. Now, if you're calling me on some threatening things, I'll block your ass. I don't give a fuck how long you've been a member. You don't call my cell phone and try to threaten me over the phone because you sneezed the wrong way or supervisor sneezed the wrong way. If it's not life-threatening that I can't do anything to save your life, then don't call me in the middle of the night and just try to threaten me because it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. I'm a street guy. The threats don't fear me at all. I'm sorry. I face my fear. I am definitely not gonna tolerate a member that feels that he's the only member in the local call me and try to threaten and try to belittle me on the phone. That's not going to happen. You will be blocked. I have emails. You can email me your concerns. I will return your email. It's in the record. There won't be no more threatening or no more talking shit over the phone. That was a privilege for you to have my cell phone that you can call me to ask me whatever you want as far as contract-wise. But when you call my phone and say you're a piece of shit, you're a liar, you're a bullshitter, I don't need to hear that. You can email me all that shit, and I'll respond swiftly to your email, and we could communicate that way. But I will, and any business agent will block your ass off that phone because you have no right to call up. If you want to talk about union business, article violation, or supervisor harassing you, I'm free. You can call me anytime because I love that shit. I love that shit. But if you're going to call me to criticize me and call that I'm full of shit and this and that, please save it to the email. You'll be directed right to my email, and you will never have that privilege of calling me and just me picking up the phone. So we have shop stewards elections going on here in Local 84. There's a lot of shop stewards elections. It's about 24, I think, or maybe 22, 24 shop stewards elections. Some of them already took place, and some of them already are taking place. I have a shop steward election coming up in Mount Vernon on Tuesday. And let me tell you something, guys. If you want to run for shop steward, by all means, do it for the right reason. And I say it that way because a lot of people think that the shop steward is a great big title and untouchable title. Wrong. You are touchable as a shop steward. If you're not doing the right methods and procedures and you're not following their policy and you're not following what you're supposed to be doing out there, the shop steward is not going to save. The shop steward title is not going to save you. The only thing that's going to save you is your knowledge, the knowledge of you have. If you're thinking because you get a title, you'll be untouchable, think again. The shop steward that's been touched for thinking that way, and it didn't work their way. So if you're going to do, if your shop steward that is present now, it's not a problem, and he's doing the right thing by your coworkers, by your union members, by the rank and file, leave him. Why run against him? All you're going to do is cause a division in your center. You're going to divide the center. And when you get division in your center, it becomes a riot because you divide one half of the center to the other half of the center. They don't agree with this shop steward. They don't agree with you. And then you have just a whole fuck up. And that's what the company likes. The company likes that the union is not as one. A union is one for all and all for one. What happens to one happens to all. This is the way a union, if you've ever been in a union, that's the way a union works. It's a Teamster brotherhood, sisterhood, Teamster brotherhood, sisterhood. You don't go against your brotherhood and you don't go against your sister, all right? You don't go against what you have the right in this union. And a lot of people, they come into this company not ever being in a union, so they don't know how a union works. So what they think is that they got to cater, they got to bow to the management team. Now, the only thing the management team does is pay your salary. They are the company that you work for, correct? Those are the people, you have to listen to them. Yes, because they're the one who pays your salary. They're the one who's giving you a job. That's their company. On the Article 18, on the Article 17, Article 18, that says in the contract, it says that the union cannot direct the company to do whatever we want. I wish it was. I wish we could, because I would fucking be telling them, yo, don't do that. You can't do that. But we can't do that. And another thing is, you don't get your way doesn't mean the union ain't doing shit for you. Because you got to ask that question. What are you doing for the union? Are you going to shop steward meetings? Are you going to general membership meetings? Are you doing any union activity? And then all of a sudden, we don't see you anywhere in general membership meeting, which you're supposed to go to general membership meeting to find out information, to better yourself, to get yourself educated, to get you ready. So when a manager comes up to you, you be like, sorry, I can't talk to you right now. I need a shop steward present. You don't even know that because you don't go to general membership meetings to understand that your rights as a union member, that the management cannot talk to you if it's going towards discipline actions. If you feel that the manager's coming to you and saying, hey, I'm going to talk to you about this nose scan, stop them. You have the rights on the Weingart rights. You have the rights to say, stop. Put your hand out. Stop. I'm not talking to you unless my shop steward's present, if this is going to lead to discipline. Now, guess what? Management people, they think they slick. They think they smarter. They fucking dumb as fuck. They don't know their asses from their noses. So you have to be more educated and ready to say what you got to say to them. Now, I'm not telling you to go tell them, go fuck themselves. I ain't talking to you. No, no, I'm not telling you that. What I am telling you is to say to them, hold up. My shop steward needs to be present because I feel this is going to be a disciplined action going on. You have that right. And they have to stop. They have to stop talking to you. They have to call the shop steward and say, hey, I need to bring this guy in to talk to him about this particular package. Listen, they're not your friend. They are not your friend. I don't give a shit. Every day for the past 3 years, you've been saying what's up to him. He's been buying you coffee. He's been out there with you smoking. And when you smoking that cigarette designated area, and he's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have a great weekend." This is bullshit. He's not your friend, because if he approaches you and tells you that he wants to talk to you about a misscan that you did, I guarantee you he's going to use that, whatever you say to him without you asking for a shop steward, he's going to use that against you when he pulls you in the office with a shop steward, and he's going to say, you said this. You don't want to put yourself in that predicament, okay? Now, if I don't know, I never had it. I never had a supervisor come up to me and talk about football, baseball, basketball, whatever the fuck it is, because I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with them. If I need a car, I need a charge up on my truck. That's what I tell them. Get a mechanic. Anything to do with the business, I tell them. But anything to do with me being personal with him, fuck that. And we have guys out there. We have guys that were drivers and turned into the dark side and went into management. He's your enemy now. He ain't no more your coworker. And I see it all the time when I go to buildings. I see guys that were union guys, and they went to the dark side. They took the easy way out because they can't handle delivering a package, the hard work we do. They can't deal with it. Those pussies. I call those guys pussies because they run away from the job and they go into management thinking, okay, I don't have to deliver another package again. Yeah, you stupid motherfucker. Yes, you do, because when a sick load comes on and you don't have nobody to you're fucking delivering those packages, you dumbass. But anyway, those guys, I see it all the time, that guys are friends with them when they are union guys. And then when they turn into the dark side, you're still friends with them, even though that's the motherfucker that's going to get you. Because, he's got to make a name for himself. And the better way, he knows your secrets. He knows that you flag. He knows that you hang out. He knows that you drink. He knows those secrets. So he's going to use that. He's going to turn so much against you to fucking get you to make a name for himself, so he could get a promotion, because, being an on-car soup is not enough dinero. So he wants to go to be a manager, center manager. So he's going to do anything to get to where he's at. We have guys like that right now. We have managers. That's why I don't give a fuck about managers. I don't give a fuck what happens to them. I don't give a fuck if they lost their house. I don't give a fuck if they got into a car accident. I don't give a fuck. Don't tell me your story. I really don't care about management. I really don't. And a lot of guys, and it's crazy that guys, rank and file members, union members, come up to me and say, why you treat him that way? You shouldn't treat him that way. Fuck it. He is going to get treated that way, because you know what? He'll treat you, the members, that way. And I always tell the management people, I treat you the way you treat the members. If you treat them with respect, I'll treat you with respect. You treat them with no dignity or respect, you're going to get treated the fucking same way. To let them see, because I have that right to do that. Okay? The members don't. The members got to, take it in, whatever. But I have the right to say, if you want to treat him that way, a member, I'm going to treat you exactly the same way, and I'm allowed to. Okay? I'm not going to go to him and say, you're a piece of shit and all that. No, but I'm going to yell. I'm going to fucking yell. They always tell me in every fucking hearing, relax your voice. No, I'm not going to relax my voice, because you know why? Because I'm reacting to your actions. You're a liar. You're trying to make this member look like a liar, and you're lying throughout the whole process. So I am going to react to that. Now, if you're telling the truth and everything is right, you're going to get the calmest motherfucker there. I'm not going to yell. I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to be good. But when I see that the company is just putting shit out there and lying throughout the whole shit just to try to fire the member is not going to work with me. Now, talking about that, guys, if you're listening, if you want to listen, whatever, this goes on podcast. If you're not listening live now, you got YouTube. It'll be all that you can go back and listen. When you get into the office or you're going into the office, please, I ask of you, and I tell all my stewards the same thing, to tell you guys, before you step into that office, make sure you're telling the truth. Sometimes we have to be grown men, and sometimes we have to take a loss. I explained that earlier in the show. Sometimes you have to just man up and take the loss. Better for your family and better for yourself, okay? Lying is going to get you nowhere but no job, no income, and your family is going to be depending on you, and you don't want to put yourself in that predicament. Us BAs are better off fighting with the truth than fighting a lie, because fighting a lie is so fucking hard. I'm telling you guys, it's easy for you to say the lie. It is so hard for you to look at me and I have to tell you, dude, I can't do nothing, man. I can't do nothing. You know, it's crazy that I have to be that way. You know, and some guys with me, they be like, damn, hard, you hard, you hard. Yes, I'm hard because I get shit done to save your ass. I have to pull rabbits out of my ass sometimes to get you to listen. If I have to take a suspension, as long as you don't lose your job for the shit that you done and evidence is there, everything is there, video, everything, and I fucking take a suspension, you cannot say, oh, I'm not gonna get paid for that. Get paid. You almost lost your fucking job. I got you your job back, but you gotta serve a suspension because you fucked up. And you got to take that loss. Guys, don't take the loss. Be a man. Be a fucking man and take the loss because you did it wrong. If you flag packages 10 blocks away and you fucking flagged those fucking 10 blocks, don't say, yeah, I was at the place, but, and then I forgot to sheet it, closed, but then I sheeted it. No, you're lying. You're lying. You didn't go there. They see it. They can't use telematics against us because on the Article 6, Section 6 on the contract in the international, they can't use technology to discipline. But they could use video cameras and they could use you lying during investigation. And that's the shitty fucking part. It's those fucking video cameras. Back then, way back then, there was no video cameras like it was now. Every fucking house has a Ring camera. Every fucking bodega has a video. Every fucking warehouse around the area that you're doing has cameras. And let me tell you something. LP goes with $200 or $300 cash in their pocket. In their pocket when they go and do an investigation, because if they find a camera and they go up to the owner and say, hey, can I get the 3 seconds of your camera at this time? Some people are going to say, fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And then they said, well, we'll give you $300 for it. You think an owner is going to say no to $300 for 3 seconds of getting you busted and fucking disgusted and getting you fired? Hell no, because someone, if the company came to my house and said, hey, we had something going on here with a driver, it's going to be about a couple of seconds of it. Can we get your footage? And they say to me, I'll give you $300 for it. Do you want me to make you coffee? Because I'll make you coffee also. I'll give you the fucking 3 seconds of my camera. That's what's happening, brothers and sisters. They are getting the video. They are getting the video at any money cost, because they always say to us when we go in the office, we're not in the business to fire people. We're in the business to fix the behavior. Bullshit. They here, they do their investigation, they go all out and get videos. They go to the area, they scan the area and look for video cameras, and then they go and get those videos to prove the fact that you lied during the investigation and they want to fire you. So don't fucking do it. Make it look like you're fucking being watched all the fucking time, because there is video cameras out there. There is video cameras out there. So please be careful of what you say during the first initial hearing. The first initial hearing, the business agent is not there. That's you, the shop steward, the manager, or the supervisor, or whoever observed you. They're going to be there. They're not going to show you the video. They're just going to let you speak. They're going to see where you're going. They're going to wait to the second hearing when it comes to the BA and the division manager and the labor manager. We all going to be in that room the second time around on the 72 hour. A lot of locals don't have 72 hours. They don't even know what 72 hour is. 72 hours, in case you guys listening out throughout is a 72-hour relaxed period between the company and the union. Now, it could be, if it's a cardinal sin, you'll be on a non-working 72, but you will get paid, because we have that in our contract in our local, that you'll get paid for the 3 days that you're waiting to hear the second step hearing. Or there could be a different one. It could be a working 72 that you're still going to have the 72 hearing, but you're still working, and then the determinant will be at the 72 hearing. Either A, they're going to upheld your discharge because you lied during the investigation in your lower level hearing, or they're going to say, hey, we don't have enough, we don't got nothing. How about a 3-day suspension? They try to take that 3-day suspension to make it. I don't do that. I follow the process. The process is warning letter, 1-day suspension, 3-day suspension, 5-day suspension, notice of discharge, and then discharge. You have 6 lives with the union. If you were working at any Amazon FedEx, you don't have 6 lives. So the whole purpose of that is to fix your behavior. If you're not fixing your behavior throughout those 6 times, the company's going to go after you. They're going to go into arbitration. They're going to have a paper trail. So when they get to arbitration, that they gave you enough time to fix yourself and to fix the behavior, and you didn't do it, and the arbitrator, that old man at the end of the table, he's going to take your job. And then you got to go to your family and say, I lost my job because I didn't listen to the 6 times that they told me to fix it. So we have a process here, okay? The contract says we have a process. A lot of guys come to me, why I'm getting a warning letter? I mean, it's like the whole world is coming to an end because they got a warning letter. I never get a warning letter. No, I never got a warning letter either, but I got thousands of them. And it is a warning letter. It's telling me, hey, we know what you're doing, fix it. And you know what? And it fixed me. And I took an L, and I took warning letters. I didn't take a suspension, but I'm talking about when I was a driver. I took warning letters. I got thousands of warning letters in my record. But you know what? It showed me to read the contract book and see what I'm allowed to do, see their methods and procedures, and see how I change up. It's fixing my behavior, which you should do also, because you got a warning letter the first time for doing something that you're not supposed to do under the methods and procedures and under your contract. You need to fix it. Simple as that. Fix it and it won't be said again. But if you continue doing the same thing after they warned you numerous times and suspended you numerous times, you ain't getting it. And the arbitrator is going to look at it just like that, that you're not getting it. You don't deserve this job, and the arbitrator will take your job. You will be losing your job if you don't do it. So the company, and like I said, a lot of time the company goes beyond 6 chances. And believe me, I have done that. I have had the company do beyond 6 chances, and it's just some people don't get it. Some people just don't get it. And no matter how many chances you give them, they just don't get it. You need to get it. This is a good job. This is a $100,000 job. I'm telling you right now, there's guys out there that went for 4 years of college are not making nearly what you're making in this job. It's a hard job. It's a very hard job. I'm not going to push that. It's a hard job. I mean, you know, the commercial says in the fitness, pick things up, put them down. Pick things up and put them down. You know, not only that you have to pick things up and put them down, you got to deal with the customers. And that's not cool. The customers sometimes are very, very good people. Some of them are just fucking assholes, straight up. But those ones that are assholes, you need to avoid them, because if you contribute to their being assholes and you become an asshole is going to be an ugly, dirty asshole because the customer's going to win the battle. I'm telling you right now, it happens. The company goes with the customer. The customer always has video, always has recording of you saying what you need to say. My advice, walk the fuck away. Just walk away. Don't even bother. It's not even worth your job to call the person a bitch, a slut, whatever, asshole. It's not worth it, man. In your mind, and that's what I used to do. Because I used to keep my fucking, even though I'm fucking loud and I like to fucking speak, and I don't stay shut, I don't bite my tongue or anything. I'm that way, and believe me, I learned not to be that way with this company because I had a lot of customers that came to me and said, "Yo, I'll fuck you up, man. I'll fuck you up, man." And me, living in Far Rockaway, Queens, that shit was not good for me because I was always fighting in the street. And when someone came up to me, and back then, you got beef, we set it off, With these customers, they taught me to fucking shut the fuck up, walk away, and curse them the fuck out in my mind. I'm like, in my mind, I'm cursing the shit out of them as I'm walking away. And it worked. It worked because they didn't have nothing on me, but we had something on them. And what I had on them and the customer is recording them disrespecting me. And then I took it and went to LP and says, it needs to be fixed. And what happens? The customer pays the price. You know what the customer has to do? Is pick up the package at the center now, because now they're not going to get a door-to-door service because they took that right away. But if you curse, even though you're right, that you had the right to curse the shit out of that fucking customer, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose. You're going to lose. That customer's going to win. You're going to lose. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job for the unprofessional because that little shield that's called, that shield that they say, you're protecting that shield, and they got to protect that shield. And they're going to call that customer, and that customer's going to laugh because they're going to say, we got rid of the guy. And was it worth it? Was it worth $100,000 to call that person an asshole? It's not worth $100,000. Okay, so please, guys, if you're getting into a back and forth with a customer, my advice is to call your immediate supervisor about this particular customer. Say you're walking away, you delivered the package, you did your job, you're walking away, and whatever happens after that, at least you made that phone call, you didn't turn around and call them an asshole, and you're on your marriage, you keep your job another day. You keep your job another day because it's kind of hard when we have to fight stuff like that. And if they don't want to sign the board, guys, if they don't want to sign the board, it's simple. Put refuse to sign, and if they grab the box from you, let them. You get LP involved. You put refuse to sign. She took the box from you, or he took the box from you, refused to sign. You call your supervisor. You tell him what happened. Let LP deal with that. Let LP deal with that. You don't have to get involved with that. If a guy is saying to you, come into your truck and say, you better give me my fucking box before I fuck your ass up, give him the box. Your life is more important than that fucking box. You don't need to get an eye jammy or get roughed up for a fucking box. Give it to them. Let LP deal with that shit. You don't need to deal with that shit. Your job is hard enough delivering those packages. Don't make it harder when you gotta deal with a customer that's rude to you, disrespectful to you. You don't need to deal with that. Let loss prevention deal with it. Let your managers deal with it. At the end of the day, you're going to win when you do that. Because at the end of the day, they got to make a determination if they're going to put you at risk. Because they got a liability now. So if they continue letting you deliver to this person that's real obnoxious and rude and disrespectful to you, they have a risk now. Because if anything happens to you after that, where the money comes, you got lawsuits because they didn't do right by you. But if you turn around and change it up for the advantage of the customer, you're done. You're done. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be done because you have to explain why you cursed her out and why did you shame the shield. And they don't want to hear that. All they're looking for is to satisfy that customer that maybe buys once a month, maybe once every 3 months. They're going to satisfy her. She ain't making them no money. All right. Whew, it's a lot to talk about, and I'm going to be talking about on all of the shows. I talked to you about the local 804 shop stewards. I still have more to talk about, but I'm running out of time. I got 2 minutes left, and I know they told me not to say, yo, you got 2 minutes left. Keep going. No, listen, I have a tight schedule right now. So if you see it on YouTube, and please tell your coworkers, tell everyone to get involved because it's going to get more stuff involved. I'm going to be talking a lot about contract. I'm going to be talking about what's your rights as far as grievances go, and we're going to fight hard, and I'm going to make sure that Sean O'Brien and Zuckerman hears, and the executive board hears, and all the locals throughout the whole United States, that it makes this a strong union, Teamsters of 1.3 million Teamsters, to listen to the members, to listen to the rank and file. And we need a better grievance procedures. We need to put the company feet to the fire. We need to do it, and we need to do it the next contract. Please don't fucking campaign and say you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and don't fucking deliver. Deliver. You need to deliver for the members. The members are the ones that put you there. The members are the ones you serve. That's the way it works. All right? That's the way it works. I want to thank everyone for holding on, and I'm back. I'm back, and I'm going to go strong. I'm going to go strong. I hate that word strong because that was the guys that ran it. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna continue doing what I do as the What the Heck Show. My mouth is gonna keep on talking. My tongue is not gonna get bitten. It's not gonna grow any hair. You're gonna hear it as it is. You got other programs out there that are giving you educational, and they're very polite. I'm not. I tell you how it is, how you want to hear it, how it is. Fuck this, fuck that. This is the way it rolls, and this is the way I'm gonna try to protect you guys and hope you listen, so you can protect yourself, protect your family, protect the income. And I want to say thank you for listening, and we'll definitely be here 2 weeks from now to do some more stuff and some more talking about contract and your rights as a member. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in 2 weeks.